Hi Clarinets, 7th grade. Your finals for this year in the EE book are 195 back and forth, 196 crossover, 197 articulation study, and 198 arpeggio challenge number 1. I'm going to walk you through these, tell you some of the tricky spots about all of them. They do involve some specialized technique on the clarinet that you don't really get in regular bands, so I'm going to kind of walk through those and show you a little bit like I did in your lesson. Okay, starting with 195, back and forth. You can see, first of all, you've got F sharps and C sharps in this song. So remember, when you play an F, it's not going to be this. It's going to be F sharp right here, this guy. Okay. The C sharps are going to be either, remember, this C sharp back here. You've got a C sharp back here on your clarinet, or you've got a C sharp over here. Now, what I've done on this back and forth, the whole idea behind the back and forth is you do need to be able to use two hands when you play the B and the C sharp and other notes that are on your pinkies on the clarinet. When you get down to the pinky notes on the clarinet, of course, you've got mostly two choices for all of them. Remember, you can play the low F or high C with this guy right here, okay? Or you can also play that with the lever over here. There's a left-hand version of that as well. So the right-hand version of C, the left-hand version of C, okay? There's also a right-hand version of B, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. There's the left-hand version of B, which is this guy right here. Okay, you can see they both do the same thing in terms of what they push down on the clarinet. There's also the C sharp, which is on the right hand right here, or on the left hand over here. And that'll do the same thing. And then the only guy that doesn't have one of those is the high E flat or the low A flat, which is this one right here. There's no left hand equivalent of that. You have to play it on your right hand. There's no version of it over here. So when you are playing rapidly back and forth between, say, a B and a C sharp, you're going to have to use both fingers, both hands, I should say. B might be over here, and then C sharp's over here. And in fact, what you can see I've done in 195 here is I've gone through and marked in my lefts and my rights. Okay, you can see starting at the beginning there, every time I have a B, and it is B natural, remember, not B flat. Every time I have a B, I've marked in an L to indicate that I'm going to play it with my left hand. Every time I have a C sharp, and it is C sharp because sharp's in your key signature, I've indicated right. You can go through and mark these in right now if you want to. Go ahead and freeze the video and just mark them right down. And then later on, if you practice it all that way consistently, it's going to really be helpful. Okay, so for instance, very first measure is easy. All you have to make sure is the sharp. You know, easy so far. Now, second measure, G, A, left hand B over here, remember, and then right hand C sharp over here. You're just going to play your B, pick up that pinky, and go to the C sharp pinky on the other hand. And then the high D is no pinkies at all, of course. So, watch my hands. G, A, B, C sharp, D. Yeah. You have to really make sure to get your fingers centered on the holes, too, or else you will squeak sometimes. Lots of good air, too, obviously. Third measure, you're going to do the E, D, and then, again, for the C sharp, you're going to play right-handed here, and then for the B, left-handed here, before you go down to the A and then the D. So, right-handed C sharp. That last measure is actually really easy if you do the right C sharp, then no pinkies for the D, right C sharp also, and then left B, and then you're down to the A. So, second line. That one's a right-handed C sharp. Then we go to the left-handed B. That measure is really easy if you do it left-hand, right-handed. Check it out. You probably want to practice just the back and forth there a little bit. Then the second to last measure, starting in the A. So again, the whole idea here is your lefts are being played. I mean, your B's are being played with your left pinky. Your C sharps are being played with your right pinky. That's the whole key to it. Once you get that down and you get a good sound over there, it's a really pretty easy song. For number 196 crossover, I think this might be the hardest one of the four that you have to do. The hard part really is right here. You've got the right hand B's again here in this one measure, measure number 4. Okay, you can see D, B, G, B, D, B, and all those B's are marked right. In the next measure, I also did a left, right, left on the BCB. That's the easiest way to play it since you have to play it so fast, and it is as a slur too. So if you want to go ahead and mark that in, you can. So in that fourth measure, you're going to have D, B with your right hand, G, no fingers, back to B, back to D. So you may just want to practice those notes over and over again, like so. They're all staccato, all tongue. Then in the fifth measure, you have an A, B, C, B. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do A, then left hand B, just pick up my pinky for the B while leaving my C finger down for the C, and then right back to B. So I'm just practicing. Might be good. And then you add the A before that, and you've got that kind of thing. Let's see. A, B, C, B, A, G, F sharp. Yeah, G, B, G at the end there. So when you put all this together, let me see if I can do it. Again, that fourth measure is a little tricky too. You've got the D, B, G, B, D. So I would just practice. Do a little loop on that fourth measure. Play it over and over and over again. You'll get really good at it really fast. Make sure to give your fingers rest in this too, because these are a little hard on the pinkies and on the fingers in general. So if you start to get really stiff, take a break, come back to it. That'll help your lips too, because these notes being over the break and some of them high notes, they take a lot of muscle in your lips. You'll feel yourself start to get a little sore. That's fine. Put it down, come back for a while. If you do lots of little practice sessions, that's going to help you a lot more than trying to do one humongous one. And for number 197, we have a lot of articulations, a lot of staccatos and slurs, so be careful about that. In your key signature, you do have B flat this time, so it is B flat here, not the B here. Okay. Be careful. Be careful. Ha-ha. For the most part, this one stays either below the break or over the break, so it's actually not going right and back and forth over the break too much. This one I think is maybe the easiest one in the four.